Okay, back again for this next part. Right now, I played a few months. Nothing exciting at all happening. Just doing some reforms. I now have naturalization as my immigrant reform. This means that people can come and go as they want, and it also gives me a boost to assimilation, which is very nice for my Polish and Czech areas. I'm still losing a lot of people, of course, emigrating to the United States and actually also Natalia, which is, I think, here, southern Africa. But yeah, it's very common that you lose a lot of people to America and Africa, especially America. But if you have democratic countries in Africa, you might see people moving to them too. So yes, Sweden have ascended. They have gotten a lot of prestige, probably some events, I would assume, and so they just passed Austria actually, and are almost now equal with Spain. Very good news for me, of course, both because I love seeing Sweden as a great power, and because this means if Austria does not overtake Sweden, then I can spare Austria later on. Though I will expect Austria to retake Sweden, since Austria is still sort of getting back out of the mud, but we'll see. For now, declaring relations with France. They lost Italy as their sphereling, and even before they became a great power, so that's cool. They're still allied, though, so I'm very anxious about how that war will go. Right now I'm just building more armies, getting up at least I think 3 other regiments, and so I will see how that goes. Okay, no, I can actually only do voting reforms, so I will not, actually I will not go ahead and do that just yet, I think. Militancy is still pretty low, and I need that extra justification speed, so I will hold off the reforms as much as I can. Even if people near a revolt, I will still be able to just do the reforms, and then there is no problem, because they will be happy that I did the reform. So I have everything relatively safely under control. So yes, still have the navy here. I should probably do some naval tech soon too, but for now I will just finish up my army technology. And first railroads, yay, I got that again. Time to build railroads and forts. I have built forts already. I need to build that in Bohemia, Moravia and Silesia to better protect myself against future Austrian wars, and possibly also against Russia. Like I said, I expect I will be fighting Russia at least one time during this game for Polish stuff, and possibly also for infamy. So yes, I'm currently trying to spare Schleswig-Holstein, so I hope I will be able to intervene in the war they will have with Denmark in most likely a few years. My army is just getting built here. Very good. My armies are grown now, as you can see. They were at 80 just 2 years ago, and now they've risen to 130. So having a high military spending really helps, and it's very nice. Okay, I'm getting a lot of militancy now, and somehow I'm not getting support for reforms. And this is very annoying because you have these movements, and suddenly these movements go into rebels, and then just build up, and then suddenly they disappear and start rebuilding. And this means my upper house suddenly don't want to do the reforms until the movement has rebuilt. Not exactly sure why the game does that, and it can be quite annoying if you're not sort of aware of what's going on. But yeah, France are no longer allied with me, so they probably dissolve that alliance, and they probably won't reform it because we don't have a lot of relations now. This is very good. I can very soon justify against France. I just need that infamy to drop a little more. And I really want that Prince of Terror thing to go away. Actually, that's very good, because if I get an election, which I will get very soon, as my government will change now, and then after the election my first minister will change, so I will hopefully get someone who doesn't give me a penalty to infamy reduction. As you can see here, my prestige is already very high. It's almost as high as, yes, I'm not sure who has first place. Russia, in fact. It's very rare for Russia to have that much prestige. Very interesting, but I'm actually above both the United Kingdom and France, which are usually the two guys with the most prestige in the game, but I expect France will overtake me later, unless I win a lot of wars with them, which I will. So maybe not France, but the United Kingdom. They're very stable, and you don't usually invade the United Kingdom. I might end up doing that sometime during the game for some reason or another. I might just do it to force them to dismantle their colonial empire. But we'll see. Just going to not talk a bit for now. I need to take some medicine because I have a sore throat. So, C vitamins, here we go. So, yes, I can still talk, but it's just a little bit muffled by the stuff I have in my mouth. So bear with me for that. Support the this is very hard. I want reactionary parties in a way because they have good reforms, good policies. They have jingoism, and they have state capitalism, which allows me to build stuff myself, and they have these guys, the ones I have now, they have interventionism. They also have jingoism and the Liberal Party, they have anti-military. I don't want anti-military, and I don't want laissez-faire, because that means I cannot do anything related to industry myself. I can't even expand factories, I think. So I need to make sure one of these two guys get voted in. I would like the reactionaries, but I doubt it. Currently my upper house and my voters consist of the rich population, which are usually divided between capitalists, which are all liberal and nearly all some are conservative, and aristocrats, which are mostly reactionary but also conservative tops. So it's a high likelihood I will get the conservative victory, and since they are the largest, I want them to become even larger, since I have the voting reform known as first past the post, which means the largest, something like that, gets the victory. So I'm just going to make the larger guys even larger. Very nice. I will get the conservatives again, and I'm very happy with that. I have a lot of capitalists in Germany since I'm very literate, and that means they will build factories for me. And there I finished idealism. Now I'm going to do the national conference. Lots of extra research points, very nice to have. then I will go for strategic mobility, which means my armies can defend themselves better and I can build better forts. France now has low enough relations for me that I can start justifying against them. Jacobin rebels in Netherlands, they will then lose their absolute monarchy in favor of His Majesty's government, which is like a constitutional monarchy. Austria has now overtaken Spain and they are about to overtake Sweden. They're all very equal here, so it's very interesting. I doubt Spain will be able to keep up though. Italy, they are warring to kill the two Sicilies and succeeding at it, which means Italy will become even more dangerous and still allied with France. I will probably regret it, but I will try and warn them and see how that goes. Okay, I don't have military access. Give me access. I need to move my armies through there. They already gave me. Thank you. And Berlin, so Tavanios 2, 3, 4, 5, and another almost 2 armies. I need 1 more infantry unit. So yes, my armies are growing very quickly now. My military score is higher than France's. I have more frigates than them. They have more navies, ships, but I'm not particularly worried. A blockade against me won't really be very little. So yeah, moving more armies into here. I want everyone ready when I declare war on France. So yeah, these provinces here are clear. Very good. Brussels. Yeah, so just building armies, getting ready to kick some arse. And not a lot happening right now, so I'm going to justify a war against them. No, I'm going to wait, still have a lot of infamy. So yeah. Well, yes, I now have a reduced relation with France, so I can do the Wacht am Rhein, which gives me extra prestige, and I lose 1 infamy. This is very helpful. My population will become more in favor of war, and my relation with France will keep dropping. The Wacht am Rhein was a patriotic poem, yes, etc, etc, blah blah blah. You can just read what it says here. It's part of something called the Rhine Crisis. It started when France said that yes, our natural borders are along the Rhine, and that includes pretty much this area here, which is was Prussia's historically too. So it sparked a sort of crisis where Prussia just were like, no, we must defend everything, and France was like, we need to take it. So small crisis there. I don't think it escalated into war just then, but there was a war later in 1870, which Prussia won though, along with its new formed North German Confederation, and they took this province here, Alsace-Lorraine, which is the one I will take too in my war against France. Okay, getting up some armies here, just going to split them up into nice, cute little Jingo. Lots of events. Some of these are for the Liberal Revolution, others are from my ongoing election, which is ending now. And the Conservative Party won as expected, and now I will get a new First Minister very soon, which will be very nice. There you go, he will now be removed, and currently I don't have a First Minister, so the event will fire sometime soon, and I'm now getting closer and closer to 14, very nice. As you can see, I'm currently second place, my army is fourth place. I'm beaten by the United Kingdom, by Russia, and by the Qing dynasty in China, which they just have the most insane military potential. You can see here they have 843,000 men in their standing army. I have 132,000. They are technologically inferior, of course, but they just make up for it by sheer numbers. My industry is second only to the United Kingdom, which where you sort of, they were the main seat of the Industrial Revolution, so they always have a lot of industry, and you have to work hard to overtake them in this game, because they grow very fast too. But as Germany, you get a lot of really good industrial areas. So when I unify Germany, I will be able to beat the United Kingdom's industrial score. I'm pretty sure. My prestige is also only beaten, as I said, by Russia, and they still get more prestige. Now that's actually very weird, very unusual to me, but very interesting. Okay, so no war with France for now, I think. I still have to wait a little and just sort of play the waiting game for, I guess, another year. Not a lot of exciting things are going to happen, so I will end this part right here, and I'll just skip ahead to when I can start justifying on France and preparing for the epic war with France and most likely Italy. I'm just going to see here they have 94 brigades when they are mobilized, and when they get the two Sicilies, they will probably be able to increase that to like 140, 150. I currently have 210, and France will most likely go close to a 300 because they just have so many people to mobilize. But yes, ending this now. See you again next time, and it will be a very, very exciting time for Prussia.